Hey guys, and welcome to NerdWatch 2020, where we keep a 2020 watch on all things nerdy. Welcome to the first episode of NerdWatch. We're super excited here. So, let's start out by talking about, just the show in general. I'm Dr. Karpenstein. I'm your movies, TV, comic type of guy.
And I'm Nerdo Brando, and I'm the girly nerd who's here to touch base on the feminine side of this amazing culture.
So, by popular demand, we have fixed the blinds. Not just put curtains up, we fixed the blinds. That was something that we got feedback on pretty quick and we thought was kind of funny. But, just moving in and all that fun stuff, still got some bugs to fix. Anyways, we want you guys to see us at our lowest, at our grungiest. That way, a million followers later, we will hopefully look a lot better. Alright, so what we're going to do with NerdWatch is we were originally going to try and put out 2 hour to an hour and a half long episodes a month. We're still aiming for that. That's where we'll get everybody together and just have the general kind of Kevin Smith sitting with his buddies type feel, talking about our week and what we've read, what we've watched, what we've played, and so on and so forth. Well, like I said, I'm our movie guy, and I'm also TV and comics, so let's start out with some comics. This week I read Spiderverse. I was down for a while. My appendix decided I needed a week off. I disagreed and it insisted. It was a pain in the stomach. Yeah. Anyways, so while I was laid up, I had a pretty incredible friend stock me up on some stuff to read. One of which was Spiderverse. Now, Spiderverse was fun. Don't get me wrong. It had its very cool parts. One of my favorites, definitely being Spider-Man Noir. Very edgy and gritty. More of a Batman feel to Spider-Man. Gave it a real DC vibe. And, I am a DC guy. So I really enjoyed that. However, the writing was pretty cheesy, all in all. And Spider-Ham, I don't even want to get started on that. How does a spider that gets bit by a radioactive pig make... we're not going to get into that. Gwen Stacy was cool, of course. Seeing Old Man Peter without powers, that was very interesting. We're gonna give it 5.5 pocket protectors out of 10. I think that's a fair suit. Because, like I said, it was very fun. So what'd you read this week?
I read Harley Meets Gossamer this week.
I got around to that one. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to tell everybody how we got there?
Yeah, he washed up on shore because Harley and Ivy were at the beach hanging out, during a hurricane, because that's what you do. So he washed up on shore, and then they become close friends because Harley's friends with everybody.
Well, that's part of her job.
Well,
I really like the Joker-faced robot in that.
Yeah, it got me, because I really thought it was him.
Right.
Trying to, get at her, because
that's what he does, I really liked what that turned out to be. What ended up happening was Harley tracks down Joker. It turns out Ivy knew the whole time. She went around. We got to see Scarecrow and Mr. Freeze and Penguin. So that was pretty cool. They touched on them and did it in that art. The art was great, by the way.
Yes.
Very, very WB-ish. Not to mention, good old DC Comics. But so what I'm getting at is, with everybody just felt right. Gossamer looked good when they were in DC. When they did the mini for the Looney Tunes section, Harley looked well drawn in that style. But I mean, that's where she kind of premiered, so it's only fitting that she eventually made a pretty impactful return to that universe. It was pretty cool. Back to the Joker robot. It was a classic Bugs Bunny messing with you type thing. They're driving in the car, like the professor, is like, oh, well, I didn't spray paint the Joker's face on it, so, who manipulated me into thinking it was Joker? And the driver, the classic cartoon, like, mask pull away, and it was Bugs Bunny pulling the whole, ain't I a stinker? It was pretty great. I really like that. And same goes with Daffy and Joker. It was phenomenal. It cracked me up. For it to be like a joke comic, it was very well written, very, very well paced. I'm going to give the Looney Tunes crossovers an 8 out of 10 pocket protectors. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very solid. So, we're going to, touch base back onto the, like, I guess you could call it the business side of NerdWatch or the political side. I don't know, because we don't do politics. But I have a friend that runs a very successful Buccaneers page, and I know that we don't do sports. That's kind of one of our things. Well, he doesn't do video games. So we decided to team up and help each other out, and Lyle and I, our video game guy, once a week will be playing a live mock of the Buccaneers schedule for the week on his page. Now, why this is beneficial to you is because it will show, Lyle and I hanging out and playing a video game. Like, yeah, it's Madden, but, that's...
It's still a game.
Yeah, I mean, we're hanging out,
Yeah.
so it'll show you the chemistry between the cast and crew and, what future episodes of NerdWatch has to hold. Because, I mean, if we can keep your attention through a Madden game, imagine when we're doing something you really want to see, like Spider-Man or Red Dead when it comes out. I'm sure we'll do something for that. Another big goal is eventually down the line we will have live feeds of big events. Game of Thrones season premiere, like a reaction video. Unfortunately, oh my god, yes. Anyways, I hear it got pushed again, and that's very irritating. I can't confirm or deny that. I haven't seen anything solid. Last I knew it was April 16th, but I heard it might have gotten pushed back to like June or July. So we can hope for the best on that. But we can't show you the episode, obviously, copyright and all that fun stuff, but we do plan on putting a live feed camera on the TV so that you can see how we're reacting. Now, obviously, there's going to be spoilers because we talk free here at NerdWatch. We assume that you're caught up because we do our best to stay caught up. And it's hard. Kids, full-time job, whole nine, but the nerd culture runs deep.
It does.
Yeah, so we like to, cover a little bit of everything, and we have a lot of hobbies. But like I said, be sure to check us out on Bucks Report whenever that becomes a thing.
Speaking of video games, what was it called? The Super Crown for the Super Mario.
Yeah, that's actually really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Big trend. Big trend on social media. That exploded pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know what? Leave us a comment on the video and let us know, like, which one of your favorites you got to see from that, like a mashup. I have a buddy that really liked the Boo. I was a big fan of the Dark Bowser that we posted the other day. That was dope cosplay.
My favorite is also the Boo. I love Princess Boo. She's pretty dope.
It's pretty great. So, did you hear about the casting for Birds of Prey?
Well, we're obviously going to have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yes, but we now have a Black Canary, which is going to be Journey Smollett-Bell, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And then the one that I'm excited for is we got Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress. First off, I love Huntress.
Right.
She's, I believe, Earth 2. She is the product of Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne. Her name is Helena Wayne.
Nice.
She's pretty awesome. I really dig her. And I mean, Ramona Flowers is playing her. That makes the fourth actor from that movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, that made it into either the Marvel or the DC universe. We'll start with DC. We got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who played Ramona Flowers. She will be Huntress. And then we have Brandon Rao, ex-boyfriend number 3. His name was Todd Ingram. He started out as Superman in Superman Returns, but now he's more well known as the Atom from DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So that's really cool. And then we got, from the Marvel side, we got a double captain, a double dose of captain. We have ex-boyfriend number 2, Lucas Lee, Chris Evans, obviously Captain America. And now we have Envy Adams, which was Scott's ex-girlfriend, Brie Larson. She'll be playing Captain Marvel in the upcoming film. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about the solidification of the movie.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's coming out, that'll be cool. Nice girl power movie. So let's move off the comics. Let's talk about some TV and movies. That was a good segue into that, with the whole casting. We'll talk about Paradise PD. What can I say about Paradise PD? It was funny-ish. It made me laugh a couple times. Let me tell you what my problem with it is. It's Brickleberry. It's exactly Brickleberry. I get it. In the show, they recognize that it was Brickleberry, and they made their jokes about it. That means they know that they repackaged a show they already gave us and gave it to us again.
Yeah, but if you remember correctly, they wrapped up Brickleberry. Everybody died.
Right, with the cows. Right. I get that.
I mean,
well, okay, but all right. So these people want to be funny and ingenious. Okay, so like, what if they were like, they could have started it back out with like Steve waking up in the hospital, being like, "That was some crazy LSD."
Or like it was Malloy's like sugar high dream or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
could
I
have.
understand.
They totally could have got away with that. I mean,
they wanted to do something different.
Okay, good. Then
so
be different. Then be different. That's my point right here. You know, our generation has this thing about we love reboots and sequels and
we're all member berries.
Yeah, that's the problem, is we're member berries, and not everything needs a reboot. Not everything needs a sequel. Sometimes something is so original that it needs to just stay as is. For instance, the best movie I've seen in, I'm going to say, the last 5 years, was A Quiet Place. That was the most original, badass movie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it definitely kept you on your toes.
Absolutely, and like, they marketed it well with the not giving away the good parts in the previews. Like, what you thought was going to be the climax of the movie actually happens in the first like 5 minutes. That was insane. That was so clever. Knocks you completely off guard. The situations in it are neat, like the pregnant mom in a spot that you can't make sound.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough.
So that movie was incredible, and I hear they're making a sequel. We'll keep you posted as things turn up with that. But
I want to talk about the sequel that they're trying to make. I really wish that they would have made a prequel for it.
Yeah, show us how the aliens got there, what exactly they are, what their deal is.
What happened to literally everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Because at this point, where do they go from the end of that? But because this is a ranking show, we're going to give A Quiet Place 9.5 pocket protectors. That was a damn near flawless movie.
Yeah.
Very, very well put together, very well wrote.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, kicking back more onto a comic-y vibe, I want to talk about Iron Fist Season 2. It was way better than the first season. The first season was really slow, kind of boring, not really informative, more of a love story, blah, blah, blah. Season 2 is the exact opposite. It was very well paced. The battle choreography got way better. And it had a generally in-depth storyline. Every time something got boring, they flipped over to somebody else's side of the story. They did very well with it. The ending was great. Typhoid Mary was incredible. I really like the direction they're going with it. With Typhoid Mary, she fell asleep for the ending. She missed it. That final scene was so badass with Danny and the guns and the incredible. Both fists lit. Really, really getting there. Really getting there. Really excited for that and what that has in store in the future. So, South Park this week. That was intense. Did you guys see that? Holy shit. Man, leave it to South Park to push the limits on what's acceptable to put in a show.
I want to talk about the after credit thing. Not really the after credit thing, but like what was there during the credits.
What's that?
You didn't see it?
What?
The hashtag.
What was the hashtag?
The hashtag cancel South Park.
What?
You didn't see that?
No. Oh no, we're gonna have to look into that and we'll get back to you as soon as we know a little more about it.
Oh.
Holy shit, are we losing South Park? I mean, I hope not, but I can understand.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
I think that's why they're trying to touch base on touchy
Are they
subjects.
trying to get canceled?
I
Like,
think
are they
so,
done
'cause
with it, but like they're in contract maybe?
Yeah, and they just don't know what to.
So they're like, well, we'll make them void it. Who knows? This is all speculation. We don't know
Yeah.
any of this for a fact yet, but we'll definitely look into hashtag cancel South Park. Wow. Blew my mind.
You really didn't see that
No, I really didn't see that though. So, like we talked about earlier, we wanna do our 2 episodes a month where we get everybody together, all 7 of us.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a lot of fun. Look forward for that. Otherwise, we are gonna break it up kind of into groups, couple at a time, maybe a solo here and there. And we're definitely gonna get some live shit going very, very soon. Especially on the lines of like basement sales at local comic shops. Anytime we do anything new, that'll be something that we're gonna try live. Like I did with Spider-Man. I was excited. I'm not even the video game guy. That's Lyle and Hakeem. Great people,
nerds,
by the way.
so.
But we're nerds. We get excited about shit too. That's like Red Dead. I'll have it for sure. Did you hear the horse balls will shrink if it's like cold weather? That's so weird.
I did
They
hear
put
something about
way
that,
too
and-
much thought into that. Like, what the hell, Rockstar? Like, leave it to Rockstar. I mean, seriously though. But that game looks like it's gonna be really, really solid. And that about does it for the first ever episode of NerdWatch 2020. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, like, share, follow, subscribe. We're on everything. Tumblr, Twitter, Hulu, Vudu, whatever. Not really Hulu and Vudu, but...
Well, I mean, yeah, we're always.
Well, we're on there
we're
too.
always watching.
And be watching for our Twitch channel to get big, just because once we get everything set up, Lyle and Hakeem, I'm sure, are going to use the hell out of that. And again, don't forget about the whole Bucks report thing. That's going to be big for us.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Get to expose ourselves to 60,000 followers. That'll be cool. And if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I highly recommend you follow them because they are what's up in the sports world, in our opinion. But that does it for us. This has been NerdWatch 2020. I'm Dr. Karpenstein.
And I'm Nerdo Brando.
And have a great night.